Pondering God, Chapter 76, Snatching Victory from the Jaws of Defeat. I remember watching many Chicago Bulls basketball games during the Jordan years, but none stands out as much as one game in January of 1994. Jordan had taken that year off in semi-retirement, and the mantle of team leader was in the hands of Scottie Pippen. On the 21st of January, the Bulls hosted the Indiana Pacers, featuring Reggie Miller at the old Chicago Stadium. With 2 seconds left in the game, Miller sank a jump shot that put his team up by 1 point. He then did something he may regret to this day. Thinking his shot had won the game, he sprinted to center court and mockingly bowed to the partisan Chicago Bulls crowd. Unfortunately for Reggie, Tony Kukoc hit the game-winning shot with .08 seconds left. The Bulls had improbably won. When Satan approached God in the book of Job and asked permission to torment and destroy Job's life, he did it with the desire to have Job curse God and die, as uttered by Job's nameless wife. After losing much of his family and material possessions, Job eventually had his health taken away. With Job lying on the ground in severe pain, scraping boils from the soles of his foot to the crown of his head, being rejected by family and friends, Satan must have thought he had won. He had been allowed to do anything he wanted to Job except take his life, and he had a good man down for the count. And yet Job did not reject God, and was ultimately blessed more in his latter days than in his earlier ones. Satan's plans were foiled, and he lost. In my life, as in many other lives, there was a point where it looked like Satan had won in his desire to destroy me. I was far away from God, and sin was dominant in my life. Although I didn't have boils or lose all my possessions, I was on a path to lose my soul as well as my family. And yet, when all appeared lost, while I was still helpless and a sinner, Christ died for me. Satan was well on his way to defeating me, but thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Satan's plans for me were foiled and he lost. In the battle between God and Satan, Jesus played a pivotal role. Throughout Jesus' life, Satan was hell-bent on defeating him. Even though he failed in his efforts to tempt Jesus in the desert, Satan would not give up. When Judas betrayed Jesus in the garden for 30 pieces of silver, Satan could surely taste the victory that seemed imminent. When Jesus was arrested and beaten, Satan must have been salivating in anticipation of what was about to happen. When Jesus was crucified on the cross and breathed his last, Satan may have sprinted to center court and taken a bow, confident that he had just won the contest and defeated God. But, like the basketball analogy, the game wasn't over. God had a play drawn up that Satan could never have anticipated. When the tomb was found empty, Satan's defeat and fate were sealed. I wonder, in those days after the resurrection, when Jesus walked among men, if that wasn't a victory lap of sorts. A bow at half court? Nah. Even though I would, Jesus would never gloat.